Imagine a man so feared that markets would close at the mere whisper of his name. A criminal so daring he attacked banks in broad daylight. A fugitive who embarrassed the police for years. And a country that stood still when he was finally captured. This is the story of Lawrence Anini, the man Nigerians once called the law. The 1980s in Nigeria were tense years. Economic hardship, political instability, and rising unemployment created an atmosphere of frustration. In the city of Benin, then part of Benin State, crime was beginning to organize itself into something more dangerous, coordinated, armed, and ruthless. Out of this climate emerged Lawrence Anini. He was not born into crime. Like many young men of his time, he drifted through small jobs and petty street hustles. But somewhere along the line, ambition turned dark. What separated Anini from common thieves was not just boldness, it was calculation. He studied banks, he studied police patrol routes. He recruited loyal men, and soon, he formed one of the most feared robbery gangs Nigeria had ever seen. Anini and his gang specialized in armed robbery, particularly targeting banks and high-value transport routes. They operated with military precision. Witnesses said they moved fast, shot without hesitation, and disappeared like smoke. But there was something more disturbing. They seemed untouchable. Robberies would happen. The police would arrive late. Investigations would stall. Rumors spread that Anini had informants within the police force itself. Some said he had protection. Others said he was simply smarter than everyone chasing him. With each successful robbery, his legend grew. Newspapers began to carry his name almost weekly. Fear became psychological warfare. People avoided traveling with large sums of money. Banks tightened security. Parents warned their children about Anini. When a criminal becomes a household name, something has gone terribly wrong in society. Benin City, once vibrant and commercial, started living in anxiety. Business owners closed early. Road users feared sudden highway ambushes. The police appeared powerless. Anini's gang did not just steal, they killed. Innocent civilians, security officers, and anyone who resisted. The violence forced the government to respond more aggressively. A special police task force was formed. Roadblocks multiplied, raids increased, informants were recruited. But still, Anini slipped through their fingers. At one point, he became so emboldened that he reportedly mocked law enforcement openly. The myth around him became almost cinematic. Some youths even admired his audacity, confusing criminal daring for bravery. But let's be clear, there is nothing heroic about blood money. The government intensified pressure. Intelligence gathering became more strategic. Surveillance expanded. Associates were arrested and interrogated. And then came the betrayal. Like many criminal empires, Anini's downfall began from within. A close associate provided information that narrowed down his hiding location. After months of pursuit, security forces surrounded a hideout in Benin City in late 1986. The arrest was not dramatic in the Hollywood sense. It was calculated and decisive. For the first time in years, Nigerians saw the face behind the terror. He was not a myth. He was not invincible. He was a man captured. The trial of Lawrence Anini moved swiftly under military rule. The government wanted to send a message. Armed robbery would not be tolerated. In 1987, Anini was sentenced to death. His execution was carried out publicly, a deliberate display meant to restore public confidence and deter others. Crowds gathered. Some came out of curiosity. Others came for closure. It marked the end of an era of fear. But it also forced Nigeria to confront deeper questions. Why did a man like Anini emerge in the first place? Was it poverty, corruption, weak institutions, or the glorification of fast money? The name Lawrence Anini still echoes in Nigerian crime history decades later. His story became folklore, told in barbershops, markets, and homes. But the real lesson is not about his daring robberies, it is about consequences. Crime can look powerful for a season. It can create temporary fame. It can intimidate institutions. But it collapses. It always does. Anini's reign lasted a few years. His name lives on, not as a hero, but as a warning. For your viewers on Nigerian history, leave them with this. History is not just about kings and presidents. It is also about moments when society was tested. The Anini saga was one of those tests, a period when fear challenged order. And in the end, order prevailed. But the real victory is not execution. The real victory is building a nation where young men never feel that crime is their only path to power. That is the deeper history.